They turned down $50 million. Let that sink in. $50 million. In the year 2000, that was real money, the kind of money that could buy you a small island, or a lifetime supply of popcorn for every movie you'd ever watch. One company, a giant of its time, had this offer on the table, a chance to buy a small, quirky competitor, a chance to own the future. They looked at the offer, they looked at the founders, and they basically laughed them out of the room. That decision wasn't just a business blunder, it was a cultural earthquake. It was the moment an empire signed its own death warrant, and handed the crown to a rival it didn't even see as a threat. This isn't just numbers on a balance sheet. It's a story about human nature, about being so comfortable, so on top, you can't imagine a world without you. Think about it. Blockbuster was everywhere, the undisputed king of Friday night. It was a ritual. The aisles, the plastic cases, the hunt, the late fees. The guys in charge thought that experience was invincible. They saw 50 million not as opportunity, but as a punchline in a little red envelope. That no became the hinge on which home entertainment swung. In the 1990s, Blockbuster wasn't just a company, it was a landmark. You knew a town was legit if it had a McDonald's, and a Blockbuster, blue and yellow, a beacon of weekend fun, a promise of action, comedy, romance. The model was beautifully simple. Walk in, browse, pick, card, walk out. A few dollars bought you the night. Over 9,000 stores at its peak. The real genius, or villain, was the late fee. $800 million in 2000. Profit from forgetfulness. Core revenue, not a side hustle. They were the gatekeeper. If Blockbuster stalked you, you had a hit. They felt permanent, a mountain, reading spreadsheets that only went up. But the fortress had a weakness. It was built on physical reality, in a world going digital. 9,000 leases, lights, salaries, and a model that moved slow. 1997, Reed Hastings. A $40 late fee on Apollo 13 sparks a thought. What if movies worked like a gym? One flat monthly fee. Use it as much as you want. No penalties. Ever. Hastings and Mark Randolph launched Netflix. No stores, just DVDs. DVDs were thin, light, durable, perfect for the mail. Red envelopes to your door. A library bigger than any shelf could hold. In 1999, the breakthrough, subscription. Keep discs as long as you want. No late fees. They used data to predict demand, perfected logistics, and built relationships, one envelope at a time. A nimble internet company running circles around a brick-and-mortar giant. The rebellion was just getting started, and soon the world would tip their way. 2000. Netflix is a small, money-losing startup with a great idea and loyal customers, but bleeding cash. They need a powerful partner. They fly to Dallas to meet the king. On one side, Silicon Valley grit. On the other, CEO John Antioco and the Blockbuster brass. The vision. Netflix runs Blockbuster's online brand. Blockbuster promotes in thousands of stores. Subscriptions. The internet. Synergy. Simple. Obvious. In hindsight. The ask. $50 million. A rounding error compared to late fees. To them, Netflix at $50 million is absurd, and DVDs by mail, a novelty. Antioco essentially asks, what would we even do with you? The answer, no. They fly back dejected, but not defeated. That no becomes a defining moment. No more chasing the establishment. Netflix goes all in on innovation. Blockbuster doubles down on inertia. Netflix refines the site. Perfects recommendations, streamlines distribution. A selection no physical store can match. Blockbuster's golden goose becomes golden handcuffs. 800 million reasons not to change. 4 crucial years later, they launch Blockbuster Online, already playing catch-up. Smart moves, but too little, too late. Meanwhile, high-speed internet changes everything. In 2007, Netflix flips the switch to streaming. Limited at first, but unmistakably the future. They disrupt their own DVD business to get ahead. Software, everywhere. Blockbuster, heavy with debt and stores, can't keep pace. That rejection, it fired the starting pistol for Blockbuster's end. Streaming didn't arrive like a tide, it hit like a tsunami, and Blockbuster stood on the beach, checking its watch. Between 2007 and 2010, the world changed. YouTube normalized online video, a screen in every pocket. Expectations shifted from, I'll go get it to, it should come to me now. Netflix was ready. They poured money into licensing and tech and appeared on every device: Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, smart TVs. Blockbuster's primary asset, thousands of stores, became its biggest liability. Why go out for a movie when the movie is already home? Debt closed the door on digital reinvention. They finally killed late fees, 10 years too late. The inevitable, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. The decline was swift and brutal. Thousands of jobs gone. By 2014, corporate stores were gone. All that remains, rewinding tapes and one more rental in memory. One last store in Bend survived as a living museum, and even an Airbnb. A poignant epilogue that only highlights how completely the empire vanished. They didn't adapt. They were erased by a future they refused to acknowledge. A future that began with a $50 million no, and the bill came due. So, what do we learn from this epic saga? Lesson 1. Success is a terrible teacher. Blockbuster believed its own hype. It thought its position was permanent. When you can't imagine being anything else, you stop listening. Lesson 2. Treat customers like people to serve, not revenue to squeeze. Netflix removed friction. No late fees, bigger selection, delivery to your door, then streaming. The company that treated customers better won. Lesson 3. Disrupt yourself before someone else does. Build the future, even if it destroys your present. Protecting the past left them with no future. Blockbuster had money, power, and brand. Netflix had a better idea and relentless courage. 50 million wasn't just a price tag. It was a test of vision, of foresight, and of humility. Blockbuster failed that test spectacularly. The graveyard of video stores makes the lesson brutally clear. The future doesn't care how big you are. It only cares if you show up. And once, a simple, confident no cost an empire everything. This is the rise and fall of Blockbuster, and the $50 million moment that rewrote entertainment. Innovate, or be erased. If you enjoyed this deep dive, tap like, subscribe, and tell us the next corporate saga to decode. The lessons aren't retro, they're right now. I'm your narrator, thanks for watching.